What up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 17 in my ninth annual 31 Days of Horror, a series in which we watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October. And continuing along here with day number 17, we have the film Carriers from the year 2009. Now, I've had this film in the collection for quite a while, but I've always kind of avoided it. To me, it sort of looked like maybe just like a generic infected film. Typically, films that came out around this era, if I don't remember hearing great things about it, they're usually not that good because it's been so long. I figured I would have heard something good about it by now. I believe I got this in a horror pack back when I used to subscribe to that. And again, I've had it in the collection forever, but just never cracked it. And I finally decided to crack it open, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like, this is a really good movie. I kind of loved it. It is an infection film. It also has some road horror elements to it. It is PG-13, but it doesn't feel like that really takes away from the film at all. There's not a ton of on-screen violence, but for what they're trying to show you, it never feels like they necessarily needed to show you more. So I don't feel like it was hindered by the PG-13 rating at all. So, this film follows four people, a older brother, a younger brother, the older brother's girlfriend, and the younger brother's like sort of love interest thing, but they don't really go into it, which I was happy about. It just is kind of implied that he likes her. And it's set in a post-apocalyptic sort of world. Now, it isn't a post-apocalyptic world in the terms of like Mad Max or something. It seems like society relatively just fell. And it's due to an infectious disease, this viral disease that essentially, they don't go into the disease a ton, but it seems as if it basically just gets you really sick, and then you sort of rot or, just slowly die, like over a long period of time. And it seems pretty awful. It's basically them in this... traveling in vehicles across areas, running out of gas, finding places to stay, running into people, stuff like that. And I'll kind of leave the plot off there. This movie is really effective. It's more about the psychological aspect of what's going on. There's not a ton of action in it, but enough to where it makes you feel the threat of the outside world. It also has these sort of morality choices in the film. There's a lot of stuff in this film that plays with the morality. The older brother is a more take action, willing to do things morally that some people wouldn't in order to survive, while the younger brother takes sort of a moral high ground. And that dynamic between the two brothers plays out, and there's a nice arc with it. It really makes you sort of think, because you kind of wonder what you would do, and you kind of understand both sides of the point. You get the sense that the older brother is mainly doing all this stuff for the younger brother. There's a few very heartbreaking scenes in this movie. It's pretty powerful because it does confront you with the fact that what if somebody needs your help and they're infected? Like, do you help them? Do you not? It's not a zombie film or an infected where they want to hurt you. It's just they're sick. They're sick, and what they have can kill you. And it's very thought-provoking. I think that this film plays out in almost exactly every situation it comes up, it plays out almost exactly how I want it to. Every time a situation presents itself that might be familiar to other films, I felt it going in this Hollywood way where it's just exactly what you expect, and it didn't ever go that way. And I was very happy with it, because so often in these type of films, they're afraid to be more realistic, when more realistic sometimes means more mean-spirited. But this film does not do that. It does not shy away from being mean-spirited and, you know, very negative in terms of the morality. And I really like that about the film. Like I said, it's an infection film, but it also has some road horror elements because it mostly takes place on the road. All the characters are really interesting, and we don't get a ton of time with all of them, but the brother dynamic is the best aspect of the film. Obviously, in today's climate, a film like this is even more impactful on somebody watching it because of COVID and dealing with a sort of viral disease, sickness type thing. And it's very, it like really makes you think, you know, if COVID was a little bit worse, or if it was more deadly, you know, it would be very scary. I mean, it's scary now, but I watched a lot of infection films this year. This one feels a little more grounded in reality than the other ones that I've seen. Not all of them, but some of them. And that's what makes Carriers so cool, is because it really does feel like reality, and maybe how a lot of people would be handling this, and like what would actually be happening. I think that it's pretty phenomenal, honestly. It's a great movie. Maybe because of what's going on, it was a little bit more impactful, but I think I would have enjoyed this regardless. If you've never seen it, you should definitely give it a shot, because I don't hear very many people talk about it, and I thought it was really good. So, Carriers, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. I know that's a really high rating, but I really was super invested in this film. Like, when it ended and, like, the last couple scenes, I was just like, this was a great movie. It went in every place that I wanted it to go, and I'm not saying that it's predictable. I'm saying that it's not, because I wanted it to go a certain way, but I expected it to go another way. So it's not really predictable. And what that means could be different for everybody. Maybe some people would want it to go the other way, and it went the way that they didn't want it to go. But anyway, that's today's review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys tomorrow with another one.